Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Adam RPG with me, Margarita. Off camera I remembered that I never turned in the quest this guy gave us, chasing Varna Banana across the wasteland, so let's take care of that. A member of the Mushroom Cult, Igor, is waving to you. He's dressed in a clean shirt and a knitted waistcoat. The man's whole attire is in soft light tones. A curious expression is frozen on his face. It's you again, my friend. How can I help you this time? I followed Devi Christou and her disciples. The man comes a bit closer to you. Great. What did you manage to find out? Are they dangerous? Not really. They're just common idiots like many others. Igor rubs his chin in a doubt. The line that appeared on his forehead slowly smooths out and he smiles again. Do you think so? Well, perhaps I worried too much about them. I just thought it was better to be safe than sorry. He jokingly wipes sweat off his forehead. Phew, thanks for following them. Meanwhile, I prepared a few small presents for you to choose from. 200 rubles, a good pre-war first aid kit, and a can of stewed venison. Take your pick. I had to spend quite some time wandering around these places, and talking to people. Maybe you can spare some more. Fine, you're right. I can give you another 100 rubles, or another first aid kit. You give me, first aid kits are hard to come by. I better take them, and the can. Igor nods and quickly procures 2 first aid kits, and a polished can of stewed meat from somewhere. You decide not to ask questions about where he's hiding them, and accept your reward. Don't mind if I do. The mushroomer quickly looks around the square and turns back to you. Okay, I have to go. Bye. Yeah, so first aid kits. I think 2 first aid kits cost like 400 rubles. So I made more money this way than if I were to have accepted the actual money from him. And while first aid kits do heal a lot, their true power is in that they cure blindness, which doesn't affect my character. Being blind doesn't seem to affect your chance to hit in melee. But for all my companions, well, not all of them, not Zolbars, but for Fidel and Hexogen, being able to cure blindness is a huge boon. I got 32 experience for that. Oh no, 52, 32, okay. We got 84. Well, 52 for the experience, 32 for the speech check. Still pretty good. Now imagine if all that was cut in half. If I had the child prodigy distinction? Yeah, that's what those are called. Alright, let's go talk to more... Wait, we're on this side? It's interesting. I feel like we should have come out on the other side of this area. Oh well. Not a big deal. I'm still where I need to be, and it's more convenient this way. But nobody's home. Even better. Let's see. Alright, it's fitting that we turn in that quest to Igor because now we're going to interact with the Mushroom Cult. Ooh. I'm most tempted to trade this in for the 3 super stims that guy has. Hmm. We'll just take the money and be happy. A bearded man at the entrance to the huge building smiles friendly as he sees you. He wears a quality leather vest and smells surprisingly good, compared to other Wastelanders you've met so far. Hello, friend. How are you? Not bad. And you? I can't complain. Are you interested in the Mycelium Society, or just passing by? Tell me more about the society of yours. I don't think I can tell you more than other members of the society. To avoid going into too much detail, what would you like to know? Would you like to hear about the 4 principles that our ideology is based upon? Or maybe you're interested in our history? Tell me about the 4 principles. Of course. It's the principle of unity, the principle of modesty, the principle of love, and the principle of life. Which of them are you interested in? The unity principle. All of us, people, regardless of our differences, must feel like we're part of a single organism, the humankind. Just like different body parts don't fight between themselves, the same way we must discard our lowly disagreements that have almost destroyed us, and move forward as one towards the development. Alright, tell me about the modesty principle. When you find yourself on top, don't be proud or ashamed. On the contrary, help the people around you to reach your level. Help the weak become stronger, and don't exploit their weakness. Only moving as one like that can we achieve the development. Alright, the love principle. Help the people around you not out of vanity or pride. Help others as you would help yourself. Love the humankind, and through that, love yourself. Only moving as one like that can we achieve the development. And the life principle? Let your death not frighten you, as death of one is not a threat to the whole. Instead, be afraid of the deaths of the other people, as that's what kills the whole. Let me ask you something else instead. Tell me about the history of your organization. A long time ago, right after the war, a scientific group far away established the Mycelium in this very building. The guard points at the building behind his back. Many years have passed since then. The old ones have gone, replaced by the new ones. Our sacred army fights for progress in science. United, we strive toward development. And what does your organization do here, in brief? We do charity and scientific research. Everyone has a certain function, but we're all equal. Alright, I'm going to exit the conversation and... hello, friend. Have you come to learn more about our society, the Mycelium? A friend of the society by the name of Igor sent me to you. Actually, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Of course, I'll be happy to answer. What is the best thing in life, friend? Prove your opponents wrong in scientific dispute. See their gloomy faces and hear their disappointed sighs. That's the only answer I can give now. So that seems like it's a play on the Conan question, what is best in life? Where he says, is it defeat your enemy, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women? Yeah. Interesting thought. Let me ask another question. The man gives a friendly smile and nods. If I step up on a toadstool in the woods, will you hunt me down? Look, stop fooling around. We support science and progress. I want people scattered around after the war to unite. And you're trying to make us look like a primitive cult. Shame on you. I see. Are you named after the mushroom cloud? A mushroom cloud is, of course, one of the 4 examples of progress. But the Mycelium has a different meaning. It doesn't refer to the destructive side of science, but rather to the idea of creation, unity. Everyone is unique, yet we all share the same root. This is what we mean. And wars divide people. We hate them. Who would have thought? What interests you in this life? I've heard that Abraham the bookseller has many rare books. I've told her the idea to borrow something to read, but you're not supposed to read on duty. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. Alright, a friend of the society by the name of Igor has sent me to you. Oh, glad to hear. Go inside. Find Ariadna. She's always happy to talk to newcomers. I'll let you enter in a second. Sure. The guard smiles at you and nods. He looks surprisingly relaxed, almost carefree. This is a rare sight in the wasteland. Darn it, Hexogen, get out of the way. Kind of awkward with that guy just standing there staring at me while I do this. Also weird they have a bunch of tinfoil hats. Alright, let's talk to this guy. In front of you stands a well-dressed young man with a bushy mustache. As he sees you, he turns and spreads his arms. Sorry, but I'm a bit busy. Talk to my coworkers. Okay, I will. Don't want to talk to you anyway, you jerk. Is there nothing in here? Doesn't seem like it. I want to be thorough though. Let's check all these bookshelves. I don't see anything. This is a security camera. I can't go in here yet. Alright, that's Ariadne right there. Let's see if he gets mad at me for taking his stuff. Ooh, one whole experience. Oh cool, he has microchips though. Very heavy, but I think they sell for pretty good. Of course, I can't move at all. Alright, let's see here. Let's drop. Just drop those real fast. Still encumbered, but there's some merchants right up the road, so we can take care of that shortly. And this guy has a lot to trade for, so even better. $137. Give me these, I guess. Close. What else do I got? What can I trade? Oh, here we go. That'll probably do for now. A fine-looking man in a blue shirt sits in front of you. He tears his eyes off the calculations he's been doing before your arrival, and smiles friendly. Welcome to the Mycelium. I'm the organization's official merchant. How can I help you? How about answering a couple of questions? You know, I'm a bit busy here with my applied mathematics. Perhaps you wanted to buy something. Why not? What do you have? Nothing new. Okay. No. I have to go already. Bye. Alright, Ariadne. Let's talk. In front of you stands a well-dressed young woman. As she sees you, she smiles and turns to you. Hello, my name is Ariadne. Can I help you? Yes, the guard at the entrance told me to come to you. Yes, that's right. I understand you have a reference. I'm glad to hear it, but first I'd like to ask you a question. The woman's face grows serious. I see you're a strong young man. Do you think it makes you privileged in comparison with other Wastelanders? Of course not. It hurts me to hear you say this. You clearly don't follow the principle of modesty, yet this is the most important principle, giving birth to the other three. Spend a day reflecting on this and return once you found the right answer. The woman gives you a cold smile and turns away. Apparently the conversation is over. Yeah, what a day. So I'm going to reload that. That's why I saved before I talked to her. It seems like the principles don't actually line up. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it. The woman smiles broadly and nods. That's right. You're strong and brave, but not everyone is so lucky. I'm glad you understand this. Another important question then. Do other people deserve to have the same privileges? Yes. Everyone has a right to enjoy these privileges. Exactly. We're not all equal, but we should all strive for equality. May the strong help the poor. You clearly have a feeling of the principle of love. But tell me this. Do you believe people should stop their sordid disputes and unite, like one big family? I'm ready to embrace mankind. All people are family to me. Yes, the principle of unity is strong in you. I'm so happy to hear that. And now the final question. Are you afraid of dying? Are you ready to give up your life? I wonder if this is right. Frankly, I don't want to die, but for a good cause, I would be willing. The woman smiles sincerely. Exactly. Your own death should not scare you, for the death of one is no threat to the whole. You'd better be afraid of others' deaths, for that is what destroys the whole. You prove that the four principles are strong in your heart. You deserve to be part of the Mycelium community. I'm flattered. What now? I'm satisfied you understand the theory, but you're ready to prove yourself with deeds instead of words. Are you ready to make a donation of 30 rubles and 3 tins? As you can see, I'm not asking for much, but your money and food can help those who need it. 30 rubles and 3 tins? No problem. There you are. Yeah, who exactly will this help if you don't mind my asking? We use the money to buy books from Abraham the bookseller, so that ordinary people can learn how to read and write. The food we pass out to the hungry on the streets of Krasno and nearby neighborhoods. Okay, well here's the money in the tins. You hand the money in tins to the woman. She accepts them gratefully. Thank you. It may be nothing to you, but many people have never seen anything of this kind. Tears swell in her eyes. I'm sorry. I take people's trials and tribulations too much to heart. There is so much cruelty, so much suffering in this world, so much blind and inexplicable hatred. Now come on, things aren't that bad. I hope you're right. Yes, you've got the right attitude. We need to adopt positive thinking, and you clearly know how to do it. The woman smiles again and folds her arms. Now, I have a real task for you. It's tricky, but it will enable you to prove your loyalty to our ideals and to humanity. Listen. One of the community members has lost faith. It pains me to say it, but he's strayed from the path and is now mired in depression and doubt. He's in the bar of the ship casino. Oh, you mean I should convince him to come back? Yes, that is exactly what I mean. Of course, if he's abandoned any idea of unity and development, you'll fail to convince him, but please try. I think you might succeed. He must be in the bar on this ship, at the counter probably. Call him Yegor. Or Yegor. Well, I'll do my best. Ariadna is busy, but she stops to give you a friendly smile. Hello, do you convince Yegor to reconsider his defeatist attitude? Where can I find him again? In the casino bar on the ship. Oh yes, right. I'll go deal with it. Let me check with this guy now. He's gonna still say he's busy, yeah. Just wanted to double check. Two whole rubles. I don't think I have anything worth that small amount of money, so let's just talk to her. A woman in her 40s, with a barely visible gray streak in her hair and uneasy black eyes that dart around, greets you with a good-natured smile. So we've met at last. Hee hee. You're an interesting man. A man from nowhere. Have we met before? This is a weird reaction to me. The woman winks at you and stifles a laugh. Not in person. Not in person. I, Yegoria Mikhailovna, am free of any relationships and very open to interesting rumors. I've been interested in you ever since people started talking of some unknown man who came to the Ultranoye gate. You've been in many places so far, yet no one's recognized you, even though all the local residents have been to the suburbs at least once. You've turned up out of the blue, or perhaps from under the ground, huh? You know where curiosity led the cat. Don't repeat its mistake. Your strength makes quite an impression. The woman winces away in fear. No need to get so angry so quickly. I was just being curious. The old woman has nothing to do, so she pokes her nose in other people's business. Relax, okay? And now that we understand each other, let's change the subject. Sure, why not? Although perhaps you could answer a couple of questions first. The woman waves dismissively, as if she's been asked this too many times. You seem to like this, questioning people around. Let's just omit this, what's your name, and tell me about yourself you pester everyone with. We know what you really want, don't we? Rumors. And I have plenty of them. Sweet, fresh rumors. What do people say about the Chamber of Commerce? Hee hee. Everyone fights. We, simple folk, fight for bread and grain in a bottle. And they fight for power. They had a guy called Yashin. He was an interesting man, climbed up the career ladder. And then his so-called friends, fellow chamber officials, ate him alive and spat out the bones. Now he sells some crap in Ultranoye, like a total loser, because at some point he failed to take a hint, as far as I know. So Yashin is that merchant that I keep talking about when I go to Ultranoye, and I keep trying to see if I can get the quest for him. He's supposed to give us a quest to come back to the Chamber of Commerce and try and get his spot back, but I can't get it to trigger. So, yeah. Goodness gracious, I have another question. What else do you want to know? Are there any rumors circulating in the suburbs? The most discussed rumor standing next to you. Fidel? Do you remember Margarita, my friend? Whose husband lay conscious while you two... Fidel passes his finger across his throat, imperceptibly, and makes an angry face. Did absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. This is what I call fidelity and true friendship between a man and a woman. Truer words have never been said. Can I ask another question? Always happy to chat. What do people talk about in the city center? They harbor no trust to the police after the recent intake, all because of a couple of bad eggs. There are good people among them who fulfill their duty, but even they will cover up for a corrupt officer in their ranks. Why? This makes people think them all trash. One hand washing the other. Mother, another question. Ask all you want, don't be shy. Are there any rumors from other regions? A friend from the far west sends me postcards sometimes. In the latest one, she warns me not to go to bed during a storm. They're villages of the bigger ones, and after one night's storm, all the villagers had the same dream. About a voice in the dark, and a yellow arm in the doorway, and blah blah blah. So terrible it was they couldn't work for a day after that. They were still shaking. Oh wow, that sounds intriguing. Actually, it's time for me to go. See you later. Alligator. A neatly dressed woman, no more than 30 years old, is walking through the city. There's a bag attached to her belt, fully stacked with fresh, crunchy, and squeaky clean beetroot. Having noticed you, the woman smiles kindly. Hello there, comrade. Are you heading to the merchants by any chance? I highly recommend the beetroot. It's especially ripe and juicy today. Hi, Margarita. When the woman notices Fidel, her smile and look become even more friendly. Her cheeks turn red. Oh, you're also here, comrade innkeeper. Hello. What an interesting new friend you have. Well, I'm more interested in who let this fragile lady carry all this heavy beetroot. We can help you. Oh, my comrade innkeeper. Even my own husband doesn't treat me this nicely. I'll carry it myself. You better go and buy some beetroot for you and your friend. I've got other things in my mind besides beetroot. How do you and Fidel know each other? I mean, if you're allowed to disclose this kind of information. The woman lowers her gaze, but her kind smile stays. Well, one could say we are good friends, him and I. After my husband was injured by a myrmic lion on a hunt, he was in a coma for more than a month. His whole body was covered by these tiny infected cuts that were left by the monster's poisonous mandibles. Signora Margot was in need of constant supply of pure alcohol for disinfection, and only an innkeeper with my kind of expertise could distill the required amount. Not only that the comrade innkeeper's gift saved my Gina, he didn't even ask for any money for this help. Oh, without your help, Fidel, without you being my manly pillar during those 1.5 months, I would have perished. And that's nothing. When it comes to you, Margarita, I will stop at anything. I will not stop at anything. Thought that sounded a little weird. Comrade Innkeeper. Ha ha ha. Well, would you look at that? Fidel, the knight in shining armor. How dare you say things like that? Are you insinuating that he helped me because he had an ulterior motive? Ha ha ha. I'm sure my friend didn't mean it like that. It's just that he's always so sarcastic. Fidel whispers. Try something like this again. We will have a serious talk. Ah, so some joke you have, comrade. You must manage to offend me. Alright, let's forget all about it and talk about something else. Yes, please. I think I have a few more questions for you. Oh, really? What do you want to talk about? Let's introduce ourselves. What's your name? My name is Margarita. Or Signora Margot. That's just for you, Comrade Innkeeper. Nice to meet you, Margarita. One more question. Please. What can you tell me about the city? My husband and I came to this city about 5 years ago, when the mutants have replaced all the normal game in the lands near our home. He is a hunter, my husband. He says that there's plenty of game in this part of the wastes, and I have nothing to complain about here in the city. I see. One more question. Let's see. What is the fresh gossip here in the city? I've heard 2 thugs discussing some particularly cruel representative of their profession, who settled down, got a family, and lives literally under our nose, in Fogolevka. A man's soul is truly a mystery. How are you planning to cook the beetroot? Oh, the beetroot can be used in a million different ways. Some of it will make great pancakes. Some will go to the soup, and the rest I'll pickle. Then I'll dry a few of them to make beetroot flour. It's true what they say. Beetroot is our second bread. Could I also have some of this great vitamin-rich beetroot? A woman removes a small handbag from her belt and smiles at you as she hands you a dark purple root vegetable. Anything for a nice person like you. There you go. I have plenty of beetroot on me at all times. Well, thank you very much. Okay, ask the question about Fidel again. I have already told you how Comrade Innkeeper saved my husband's life. What's the point of reliving this story once again? Alright, don't have to tell the story again. Let's talk about something else, and that is it. Okay, cool. Saw someone walk by, didn't I? Well, let's talk to this guard real fast. Not talking to this guy this episode, because he has a lot to say. Before you stands a young militiaman with kind eyes. His shaved head is decorated with a pre-war fur hat, and his torso with a post-war steel breastplate, the shining pride of Wasteland armorers. Did you lose something? No. I just wanted to ask you about your job. The job is great. Thank you very much for asking. The city militia has everything under control. And even when we don't have everything under control, we know what needs to be done and are already taking all the required measures. I wanted to ask you about this place. What's to do around here? This is the main square of Krasno. The most interesting things here are the Chamber of Commerce and the statue of Lenin. This place seems really peaceful, but that's an illusion. There's all these hippies and football fans, and sometimes even mutants rallying for their rights. Well, coal is really cheap nowadays. Alright. I'm interested in all sorts of gossip and rumors. I've heard that Krasno is the best city in all the Wasteland. Everyone in Krasno says so. Evil tongues say that Trudegrad is bigger, the people of Ultranoye are more intelligent, Paragon is more cosmopolitan, and Fogolevka is more peaceful. But that's bullcrap. All those tiny backwater villages have nothing on our glorious city. I see. Well, I'd better go now. $5 rubles. Okay. In front of you stands a well-dressed, bearded man. He smiles, but you can't shake the feeling it's more polite than friendly. Yes? What do you want? This depends on what you're offering, mate. Well, I just thought you could be one of my clients, but no matter. What do you mean, no matter? Who are your clients, and why can't I be one of them? You just don't look like a client, that's all. They usually drive their own Volgas or even Chaikas, customized to survive our atrocious roads, of course. The thing is, I'm an exotic tailor, Boris the Tailor. Looking for shoes made from Myrmic shell or, say, Nibbler skin gloves? Then I'm your man. But it'll cost you. A lot, in fact. I have very few customers, but I treasure each one of those trendy jackasses. I personally don't care a straw for clothes. If I can keep cool in summer and warm in winter, that's good enough for me. But for them it's about status, showing off their rubles, so they turn to me. For example, a client recently ordered a mutant wasp fur hat. I thought it would be easy, but I miscalculated. I didn't have enough fur, so the order is currently suspended. The local hunters stopped hunting these mutants for some reason, and now I'm short a mere 10 paws. Well, I can help you with this problem. Well, that would be great, but only if you have the time. Don't even write it down in your planner. If you forget about it, it's no problem. So, you wanted to ask me something? Yeah, can you answer a couple of questions for me? Why not? Ask. What do you think about Krasno? By modern standards, it's quite a decent city. In my opinion, at least Paragon, Ochinoye, Pokolevka, and farms like Safe Journey far behind. I dare say even the noisy metropolis of Trudegrad is no match for us. Well, you're a true patriot. Can I ask something else? Anything else? Have you by any chance heard any interesting rumors? Nothing too exciting. If you're not interested in constant arguments about who stole a chicken from whom, who jumped the queue at the market, and so on. I assume there must be something going on beyond the walls of Krasno, but I'm a city man. It doesn't concern me. Okay, can I ask another question? Which places would you recommend I visit? The bookshop, the hospital, even if you're not sick, and the Chamber of Commerce, of course. The Mushroom Cult headquarters is worth a visit, too. It's a beautiful building. The moldings for the gables cost a fortune. Thanks for the advice. What should I be wary of here? It's quite a safe city. There are fights sometimes. If you find yourself in a dark alley, keep a hand on your purse. Or you could catch a bullet with your teeth in a tavern. In a word, nothing to be worried about. Horrendous crimes are rare in the area. Truth to tell, you should be more worried about the local police than anything. They like pestering newcomers. I see. Alright, so we do have what I need. Is there anything you want? Let's see. You needed some wasp fur. I have it. Oh wow, thank you. 10 paws is just what I need. Here's 100 rubles and a can of condensed milk for you and your friends. Always welcome. Good luck with your trade. Well, sweet. Because I don't think I completed that quest last time I played. So I'm glad that it's done. The woman with the short gray hair slowly walks around the city. When she sees you, she crosses her arms on her chest and looks at you kindly, with sincere interest in her gaze. Another traveler walks our streets. This one looks like he's searching for someone or something. Those shoes, that military grace in your step. You're the second person with that gaze that I've met in recent times. So, when will the third one come over? Who was the first one, and why do you expect a third? Haven't you noticed that things in our world come in threes? Either it's a gang with 3 leaders, or the local loan shark who has 3 people in debt, or that time it turned out that 3 veterans of the last war live somewhere in the city. And that's not nearly all. So who was the first person that looked like me? Not that long ago, I was walking home from the Chamber of Commerce late at night, when I saw a tough-looking military man with a submachine gun in his arms. He had such queer mannerisms, as if he was just back from a military drill, even though the military doesn't even exist anymore. You have those too, you know. He said hello to me as he passed by, stopped near a fence and lit a ciggy. I ran at a corner, but instead of going home, I started watching that man. Don't really know why. He smoked for a while, and then he entered the Mushroom Cult building, or the Mycelium Society as they call themselves. Never seen him after that, but I remembered him very well for some reason. Well, now that's a strange thing indeed. Well, let's change the subject. Please. Care to answer some questions for me? I feel like I'm reading very fast. I'll try and slow it down a little bit. Just like I expected. Ask away, please. Who are you? What can you tell me about yourself? My name is Clavdia, and I'm just a simple city dweller. I don't even have a job. Those walks I take from time to time is all I'm good for nowadays. That must be pretty darn boring. Another question. I'll gladly answer you. For how long do you live out here? I live here for as long as this place exists. I lived here even before that, when it was just a simple Soviet city. I lived here for so long, I'm about to spurt actual roots, you know. I don't think like that. Well, I'm sure you still have a full life of adventure ahead. Now another question. Ask away. What do you do for a living? The lady gives you a sad smile. I'm pretty lucky. You know, back in the day, aspiring politicians took wives to fortify their careers. But their passion, their love and adoration they kept for their mistresses. In the old world, I became a concubine for one such dedicated man, who held onto his power even after the bombs fell. Although we have no passion for each other anymore, we are still very good friends. That friendship will never die. For those around me, I'm a sad old cat lady who has a stash of old money and lives off of it. But I had love in my life, and I had amazing gifts and great times. Even now I have a dear friend who helps me, who sometimes visits me so we can sit down and remember our youth together. But enough about that. I've told too much already. Well, that's a dangerous revelation. Another question. Heard any rumors? I'm not into rumors, like my good friend Yegoria. I better talk to her about those. I'm more like my other friend, Rita. She's a calm person who takes no interest in hearsay. Just takes care of her home and her husband. Deus? He's one lucky man, you know. Well, thanks for sharing that at least. Another question. Alright, that's all we'll get out of here. Her, not here. Let's loot these real fast. Alright, and then I'm going to call the episode here, and the next one will explore these buildings in this little alcove, and then, I just want to see if there's any dumpsters back here. I don't see any. Yeah. We'll explore these houses next time, and then we'll go and talk to all the merchants. That'll probably take up the entire episode, honestly. And then, yeah, we'll just keep talking to people. We're gonna be in Krasno for a while. Anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, wow, hold on, we got 72 experience from talking to her. I don't know if the 3 and the 32 from her or not. So we talked to the merchant. Yeah, maybe it was all from her. It's a lot of experience for a pretty short conversation. Anyway, gonna call it here. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next episode.